All right, so a topic I want to talk about today, and I don't want to go into too much detail. I want to really just hit the main points are hockey intangibles, or just the soft skills, intangibles that make up a really great player and one that makes it to high levels. It worked for me, and it worked for a lot of players that I played with, and it's a big component that often gets overlooked. And like I said, it's the intangibles and the soft skills. And there's three that come to mind. First one's effort. Second one is attitude, and the third is coachability. And they kind of go all under one umbrella, but effort. If you're not willing to outwork anyone and everyone and really push yourself, you're not going to make it very far. Effort is in every drill, in every practice, in every game, in the things that you do away from the rink, the things that go above and beyond that other players maybe aren't doing. Effort is going to be something that takes you extremely far in hockey and in life. Attitude. Your attitude is extremely important, and that kind of goes into coachability. Do you have a good attitude? You're going to get thrown into a lot of different situations in hockey. Can you handle that mentally? It's something that I was really good at, and sometimes I wasn't really good at, to be honest. But it's something that's very important. If you don't have a good attitude and aren't willing to take all the negative feedback that you get, the positive feedback that you get, and not get too high, not get too low. That's kind of a term that's thrown around a lot in hockey, especially with interviews and stuff like that. You'll hear after a game, don't get too high, don't get too low. But that's something that's going to be very important. Having a good attitude under every and any circumstance. So effort, attitude, and coachability. Are you coachable? Do you take good feedback? Do you take critical feedback? How do you take positive feedback? How do you take negative feedback? Do you look the coach in the eye? It's just like players. When you're playing for a coach that you like, you want to be around them, right? They make you feel good. You could tell that they're hard on you. You could tell that there's that trust factor that's been built, right? So that way, when they give you negative feedback, when they correct you, they're not doing it in a way that's like scolding you or belittling you, but you want to be around them. You want to be coached by them. It's the same thing for coaches. If there's a player that we're giving feedback to and they're just like palms up, rolling the eyes every single time, guess what? You're not going to be a player that coaches want to be around. So don't be surprised if coaches don't want to coach you and maybe you don't make the team next year. Those are the things that are extremely important. Can you be coachable? When they tell you to do something or try and instruct you on doing something, how do you do it? Do you at least give 100% of an effort and fail, which is okay? Do you at least try? Or do you just in one ear out the other, right? These are things that are extremely important and something I really wanted to talk about because I see it a lot in players that feedback, it's falling on deaf ears sometimes in my experience. And I know that there are a lot of coaches in my community that also feel the same way. Be a player that wants to be coached, that wants to get better, that is always going to give an effort, that is always going to have a good attitude. It's okay if you get upset when you make mistakes. I wouldn't go as far as saying that means you have a bad attitude. It's little things like palms up, eye rolling, not looking the coach in the eye. These are extremely important things that I think are kind of getting pushed to the wayside, not just in hockey, but I think in society, that are extremely important, especially in a performance world like sports and hockey. So players, athletes out there, parents listening, teach your kids effort, attitude, and coachability. Athletes out there listening, strive to give the most effort out of anyone you're around, part of that competitive nature. Have a great attitude under any circumstance and be coachable.